What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode review for episodes 9 and 10 of Spice and Wolf. And with me, as always, I have Blue Spade.
Yeah. So we pick up to where Lawrence is. He's about to sell the armor to what was it to a group of salesmen, but unfortunately, it he realizes that the armor is worthless, and now Lawrence has uh, gone into debt because of it, and this pretty much it goes on to both episodes that Lawrence is like he's trying to find a way to make up some money to pay off the debt. Uh, because of his he got swindled over getting the armor in the first place.
Yeah, he's pretty much going around town just begging for money. Um, and Holo is kind of following him around most of the time.
Yeah,
He just gets so desperate to the point where he's eventually just like on his knees picking up coins,
yeah,
and just like collecting as much money as he can get. Um, he he goes. I think he even goes to I think the church at one point to try to get money. Um, and like I forget what they turn him down. Um, and well, he pretty much just gets turned away wherever he goes.
yeah,
Uh, and he just becomes so desperate, and he eventually it turns to the point where it gets to the point where he just lashes out at Holo, and it kind of just blames him for putting him in this position he's in.
yeah.
And yeah,
It's because of it's more or less it's not really technically her fault, like, entirely, because like she didn't intend for this to happen. I mean,
yeah, I think it would have happened regardless because he ended up like taking the deal in the first place. I mean maybe she might have like tried to like convince him to do it or something, but
well,
I mean
it's
I
it's
think he still would have.
it's because that like Holo was like Lawrence was about to get swindled for selling the pepper that in the prior episode,
Oh
but
right,
of
yeah,
course, yeah, Holo caught on to the merchants. If you remember, like he intentionally tilted the what was it um what was it those weight
the
things,
scales.
yeah, the scales, yeah, that it would like that Lawrence would get even less money for selling the pepper, but of course Holo caught on to that, which of course led to Lawrence obtaining the armor for him to sell in the following episodes. But yeah, it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, it's Holo's actions did play a part in this, but it's not entirely her fault that this ended up happening. Um, but of course, Lawrence did, in his desperation, he did end up, taking his anger out on her, which of course upset her to the point where uh, she shuts herself into the inn.
Yeah, and that's kind of what what leads into the next episode is that she's shut up in her room, and um Lawrence eventually does, at least like in the beginning of the episode. Lawrence comes back and like tries to basically like tries to like apologize to her, uh and it kind of like leads into, I guess, a sort of like somewhat of a romantic moment, where Holo is just like, I guess, wants Lawrence to like tell her that she's, or what exactly she wanted.
Like his
Uh
special to him or something
yeah,
like
that's
that.
like she's special to him. And yeah, Lawrence can't say it at first, but then she tells him to try it again, and he does. So I mean, you can tell there's already like some, there, even though like, despite what happened last episode, like they quickly kind of resolve things,
Yeah,
and there's like some more, I guess, development with their relationship.
yeah. So after they mended their relationship, they start coming up with a plan to help Lawrence get out of debt, which he has to get done within like 2 days or so. So they come up with a scheme in which they have to smuggle gold out of town, uh, which of course they Lawrence and Holo later meet up with Nora and tell her about their plan, knowing that gold is as of right now is selling at high prices in church influenced cities. Um,
Well,
they want
so earlier too, like Lawrence meets with that guy that he owes a debt to, and he basically like gives him the money that he's collected and says like I'd like to use this money to like I guess uh like kind of hold off on the pay on the money that he owes him until he can actually get enough money to pay off his debt in full
Mhm.
by smuggling the gold.
Yeah, so they eventually after after some consideration they managed to convince Nora to agree to the the gold smuggling plan by allowing to use Nora's sheep's to I guess to hide the gold in the sheep's fur or stomachs uh before like before before selling it to like I guess the merchants to the next town over I think. And yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
that's pretty much where it's going to lead for the next episode or two.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I again, it's like I said before, it's been a while since I've seen the original series, but I'm guessing something similar to this might have happened.
Yeah, it kind of
I
yeah, it's still more or less playing out similarly, but
yeah,
it's just with the new animation style and I guess them how do I say it like redoing much of like showcasing like how Lawrence and Holo's interaction is. It seems like I said, like in prior episodes of this, like they made like Holo and Lawrence's interaction a lot more natural and have more chemistry in them. While in the original one, like it was still decent at times, but it kind of got hampered like with with Chloe being involved, which uh,
mm,
I guess is it's kind of to like this version of the show's benefit now that she's not she's not playing a part into that what was it into that love triangle relationship with between Holo and Lawrence now. So it kind of
yeah,
made things
because
slightly
it
better.
does feel like their relationship's already kind of like come a long way, even in this early on in the series.
Yeah. Oh, of course, there is technically Nora, uh, who kind of like I don't think like she's really intentionally butting into their relationship. It's just more or less Holo just thinking that way, due to
Yeah,
her own sense of jealousy, because of her closeness to Lawrence up to this point. But yeah, it's a lot better now in this series and how it was presented originally back in what was it over a decade ago.
yeah, I think the series has done that better
Hmm.
so far. Yeah, but yeah, I don't really have too much to say about the episode. It was pretty decent. I thought it was interesting to see Lawrence in such it's just I guess such a low state, and he's desperate enough to take on this job. So I mean it'll be interesting to see what happens. Um, there's a lot I forgot about from the original series, so I don't remember how this goes in the original anime. So I guess it'll be interesting to see like what if there's any differences to how it plays out. Um, but and also just the fact that Nora's going to be at least be getting more screen time because she was introduced a couple episodes ago and she hasn't really been given too much to do. Um, so yeah, but I don't have much else to say about the episode though. I don't know if you have anything else to say about it.
Yeah, I do like how how much of an improvement the show is in comparison to the with the original version back from a decade ago, which I still like. I mean, well, it's still like it's like I'm still rewatching much of the same plot line until they get to the second core, which I'm still curious of
Mm.
whether or not like if they're gonna make any significant amount of changes, but with them at supposedly adding I did mention of course, that opening scene from the first episode in which showcases Holo and her daughter. Which I'm also curious of, like, if whether or not they're gonna end up adapting the Spice and Wolf sequel series, which, of course, is in. I think it's in circulation right now. They called it.
I think it's still going. Yeah, it's I think it was like Wolf and Parchment or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's what it's called. I
Yeah. I think if anything, that opening scene just kind of indicates that they plan to, I guess, try to adapt the entirety of the Spice and Wolf series.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, it's kind of up in the air. I would assume if they're going to do the sequel, especially since the sequel's not really finished. And although I'm pretty sure it's pretty far along in the
Yeah, I
story.
think it's already 9 volumes in, so I
Yeah.
guess they could try to put in maybe at least one core, or some
Hmm.
1 or 2 cores, based on how much material they can really cover. But overall, yeah, I am still loving this, more updated adaptation of Spice and the Wolf, and hopefully we'll get to see a more faithful follow up with once the second core rolls around.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm most interested in because of that I heard that season 2 of the original anime took a lot of took a lot of liberties with the plot, and it was also like a lot of filler material. Um, so yeah, I think second core is probably going to be the most different. Um, but yeah, guys. So that all being said, until next time, we will see you all later.